wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, on this occasion we from the Civitas Justitia Group will be discussing the topic of states institution. In this presentation, we will explain everything from the definition of state institution and the separation of power to the relationship between institutions. We hope this material will help us understand how the Indonesian system of government works as a whole. What are state institutions? First, let's discuss the definition of state institution. State institutions are organizations or bodies that carry out governance and help regulate the life of the state. This means that all system operations within the state are managed by these institutions. Without state institutions, the government would not function properly as there would be no clear division of responsibilities. It can therefore be concluded the state institutions are a vital component ensuring to the state operate in an orderly and structured manner. In the system of government, the concept of res publica is recognized, which involves the division of state power into three main branches. These divisions consist of the executive, legislative, and judicial branches. The purpose of this division is to prevent power from being concentrated in a single entity. This is because if power is concentrated, it can lead to the abuse of authority. With this division in place, each branch has its own distinct role and can act as a check on the other.
The first is the executive branch. The executive branch is the institution tasked with running the government. It plays a crucial role in formulating and implementing state policies to ensure that national goals are achieved effectively and on target. Examples of the executive branch include the president and the vice president. They are responsible for managing the government and making important decisions related to the national interest, both domestically and internationally. Furthermore, the executive branch also plays a role in international relations. It acts as a representative of the state by establishing cooperation and maintaining diplomatic relations with other countries. With all these responsibilities, the executive branch becomes the main implementer of a country governance system. Next, the duties of the executive branch. The duties of the executive branch cover many important aspects of governance. Among them are managing the course of government so that it runs in an orderly manner, formulating policies for the progress of the nation, and ensuring that these policies are properly implemented in society. In addition, the executive branch also plays a role in maintaining national stability, both in terms of security and politics, so that the condition of the country remains stable and conducive. The executive branch also represents Indonesia at the international level in various activities and cooperation between countries. With such broad responsibilities, the executive branch becomes one of the main pillars of government and has a significant influence on the welfare of society. The second is legislative institution. The legislative branch has an important role in making and establishing laws, which become the legal foundation of our country. An example of this institution is the House of Representatives, or DPR. It is responsible for discussing and drafting regulation to manage public life together with the government. In addition, the legislative branch also functions as the representative of the people. It channels public aspiration to the government so that the voice of society can be heard and considered. The role of the legislative branch is very important because all the laws that apply in our country originate from this institution. The main duty of the legislative branch is to discuss and establish laws. In addition, this institution is also responsible for preparing the national budget or the state's budget together with the government and ensuring that the budget is used properly and responsibly. The legislative branch also carries out a supervisory function by overseeing the performance of the government so that it remains in accordance with the existing laws and regulations. This supervisory function is very important because it ensures that government policies do not deviate and continue to serve the interests of the people. Therefore, the legislative branch has a major role in maintaining the balance of power within the government.
Judicial branch. The judicial branch is responsible for upholding law and justice. Examples include the Supreme Court and other courts. The institution ensures that every violation of the law is resolved fairly in accordance with applicable regulation. With the extent of the judicial branch, every citizen is granted justice within the legal system. Next, judicial duties. The main duty of the judicial branch is to resolve legal disputes and uphold justice. In addition, the institution ensures all persons comply with the law. Their role is essential to guard justice and justice prevent legal violations among others. Third, the judicial branch acts as a integration of justice with system of government. In Indonesia, in addition to the three main institutions, there are also other state institutions such as the MPR, the DPR, the DPD, the President, the Supreme Court, the Constitutional Court, and the Judicial Commission. Each institution has different duties. 1. MPR, amending and enacting the Constitution, swearing in the President and Vice President. 2. DPR, enacting laws, drafting the budget APB, and overseeing the government. 3. DPD, representing regional interests, providing input on the drafting of certain laws. 4. President, leading the government, formulating policies, Commander-in-Chief of the Indonesian National Armed Forces (TNI). 5. Supreme Court or MA, the highest court and oversees the lower court. 6. Constitutional Court or MK, review law, again the Constitution, settles disputes over election results, and dissolves political parties. 7. Judicial Commission or KAI, oversees the conduct of judges, provides the appointment of Supreme Court justice.
The relationship between state institutions. The relationship between state institutions in Indonesia runs through a system called checks and balance. This means that each institution not only carries out its own duties, but also supervises another. For example, the House of Representatives, or DPR, supervises the President. The Constitutional Court can review and even annul laws, and the Judicial Commission supervises the judges. The purpose of this system is to prevent the abuse of power and to maintain balance within the government.
A real-life example. To make this easier to understand, let's look at an example of how state institutions operate in real life. For instance, the House of Representatives as the legislative body enact laws aimed at regulating society. These laws may relate to various areas such as education, the economy, or the law. Once these laws have been passed, the President, as the executive branch, will implement policies based on them. This means that the rules established are actually applied in everyday life. However, if during implementation it turns out that the law is deemed inconsistent with the 1945 Constitution, the Constitution Court, as the judicial branch, has the authority to review and then even annul the law. From this example, we can see that each branch has its own distinct role, yet they remain interconnected and mutually accountable within the system of government.
Next, advantages and challenges. The system of separation of powers has both advantage and challenge. One advantage is the power is not concentrated in on institution, and three is mutual oversight among institutions, making the system more transparent and democratic. However, on the other hand, the challenge is that conflicts may occur between institutions, and the decision-making process can take longer because it must go through multiple stages. Next, amendments to the 1945 Constitution. After the amendments to the 1945 Constitution, several significant changes occurred in Indonesian constitutional system. For example, the president is now directly elected by the people. The People's Consultative Assembly is no longer the Hague State institution, and now bodies such as the Constitutional Court and the Judicial Commission were established. These changes aim to strengthen democracy and make the government more transparent and accountable. Next, the importance of state institutions. State institutions play a very important role in national life. First, maintaining order, they create regulation to ensure the social life in an orderly manner. Second, ensuring justice, they guarantee the every citizen receives fair treatment. Third, governing the state to help run the government effectively through cooperation among institutions. Without state institutions, the system of government would not function optimally. State institutions are an excellent part of the system of government with different functions: executive, legislative, and judicial. Each institution operates based on the constitution and is encouraged toward our system of checks and balances to prevent abuse of power. Through cooperation and mutual oversight among these institutions, the government can function effectively, creating a society that is orderly, just, and purpose.
The consulate or representation plays a cap or obligates for any mistake. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.